Hey everyone, Richard Robbins here. Well, the numbers are in for Edmonton for the month of February. As I'm recording this, it's the end of the first week of March. Hard to believe we're 2 months through, but let's have a look at what's going on. So what I did was I went back and I'm giving you 90 days worth of data. So we went back December, January, and February. So the last month of 18, you did 728 sales. You can see we went up to 799 in January, an increase of about 10%. And then we went up by 23% in February to 986. Now, in all fairness, this is normal. This is what normally happens, right? December is generally your slowest month of the year, and then we start to pick up speed as we move into the spring. But here's the numbers that I really like to look at, because active listings, you can see we went up by 10%. Remember, listings up by 10, roughly sales up by 10. But look at here, listings up by 5, let's say, sales up by 23. Now this is a good sign. What does this mean? This means that if your sales are up substantially more percentage-wise than your listings went up, what's going to happen to your months of inventory? It's going to drop. Remember, months of inventory determines the strength of your market. 4 to 6, balanced market. Above 6 is going to be a buyer's market. Below 4 is going to be a seller's market. You can see December you had 8.8, January you had 8.9, and then we were at 7.5. So it's starting to drop down a little bit. Also, you can see what's going on with your prices, 361, 339, and then it went up by about 5% here. Now, this is interesting because with 7.5 months of inventory, you wouldn't think your average price would go up. But that means there's probably some expensive homes that sold, which will bring that price up a little bit. And you can see 72 days, 84 days, and 73 right here. Now, here's the one that's more important, I think, and this is your last 5 years. So 2015 right up to this year, in the month of February, you can see you did 1,071 sales in 15. You went down 8.2%, 983. Went up by 20%. Okay, then we went down just a little bit, not far off here, and then we were off 986. So if you look at this, we did around the same amount of sales as 2016. We know what happened back then, you know, the whole oil deal going on. But you can see that right now you're sitting really, your number of sales is as low as they've been over the last 5 years, and really they've matched 2016. What about inventory? Well, you can see 2015 we had 5,200 sales, went up to 7,000, okay, 6,300, 7,100, and then 7,422. Now, you did 983 sales in 16, but you only had 7,000 listings. Our listing inventory is higher with roughly the amount of sales, which means our months of inventory is going to be higher, which it is. Do you see? Here's your months of inventory of the last 5 years. So we're sitting at the highest point that we've had in the last 5 years. 4.9, 7.1, 5.4, 6.4, and 7.5. And here's your prices. Your prices right now are as low as they've been in the last 5 years. 366, 364, 364, 375, and went to 355. Now this is in the month of February for all of these years. So you can see your market's a little bit slow right now, obviously. So here's your sales breakdown. We had 582 detached, we had 271 condos, and with duplex and rows we had about 141. This is your average price. Your average detached is 430,000. You can see your average condominium is 222, and your average duplex and row is going to be 321. Now, this here is right across Canada. I thought what I'd do is I'd put in a number for you so you have some perspective in terms of where you stand, you know, right across the country. So if you look here, these are your months of inventory. This determines the strength of your market. Vancouver, 7.8. Edmonton, 7.5. Calgary's at 6. Toronto's 2.6. Montreal's 5.1. Ottawa wasn't available at the time of this recording. Average price. Okay, you can see Edmonton 354, Calgary 461, Toronto 780, okay, Ottawa 466, and for the month of February it wasn't available in Montreal at the time of the recording. So that gives you an idea what's happening, but you can see your market. Vancouver is the toughest market right now, okay? Obviously Edmonton in terms of the markets that I do is second. You know, Calgary's a little bit better, but really not that much. Toronto's doing very well. Ottawa's doing very well. If I had to guess their months of inventory, it's probably a little better than Toronto's, maybe right around the same. And then Montreal, you know, sort of in the middle. So what do I think over the next few months? Well, first of all, we have to come to realize that this is what I call the new normal. And we probably need to get used to this market. We've had a lot of stimuli in the market. You think about stress testing, interest rate hikes. You had the oil crisis a little while ago. All of these things have had a real effect in your marketplace. But this year, I don't think we're going to have a lot of change. I don't think we're going to see a rate increase. If we do, it's going to be one, but I'm not even convinced we're going to see that. Nothing to do with stress testing. That's all over. That's all behind us. Now, has it affected the market? Drastically, no question. But what do consumers generally do? When there's a lot of change, or if they're anticipating a lot of change, what do? They stop. Like, whoa, 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 let's not do anything, right? Your sales go down naturally. But then after a little while, as human beings, we get used to the new normal after a little while. We just get used to it. It becomes normal to us, right? And then people go back out and they start to buy cars and buy homes and sell homes and all that sort of thing as well, because they adjust to whatever is going on in the marketplace. I suspect over the next 90 days, you're going to see your market pick up, as it should because of the spring. And I do believe you're going to see your months of inventory will start to slide a little bit. It's going to start to go down, which means your market is starting to strengthen. But here's what I get asked all the time. They say, Rich, when you're moving into, or when you're in a buyer's market, which, at 7.5 months of inventory you are, then what should I focus on? Should I focus on buyers because listings are going to be tough to sell? And I say no. In any market, and I've worked in lots of them, you always want to focus on the listing side of the business, right? You got to list to last. Old agents don't die, they just become listless. You've heard all those crazy jokes before. We've got to focus on the listing side of the business. However, you want to be careful in the listings you're taking because let's face it, if they're unmotivated to sell and they price their home high, it's going to be an expired listing because price is everything right now. If you've got, say 1 out of 6 or 7 or 8 that are selling every single month, well, it's like a price war and a beauty contest. You got to be the best looking, right? And you got to be the best price to a large degree. Now, if they have no motivation in their price high, it's going to be an expired listing. If they have motivation if they have to sell, even if the price high, they'll probably come to the right price eventually because they have to sell, right? So what you want to do is you want to focus on motivation and work with sellers that are motivated to sell and be honest with them about the price. Maybe even take them out and let them see other properties that are for sale comparable to their house so that they, what I call, trip over the truth, right? So they actually see the real reality and they'll make better decisions as to what it is they should be doing to get their home sold. And that's your job, to give them the best advice you possibly can to help them make the right decision for themselves. But in all fairness, are there some people that should not be on the market right now? And the answer is yes. If you're overpriced, you don't care if you sell, get your home off the market, right? And work with the people that are serious. So focus on the listing side of the business, be very accurate with the pricing, be very honest with people, and you probably have to work a little harder, maybe take them out and let them see what their competition looks like and what it's priced at and help them trip over the truth. At the end of the day, everybody, remember, it's a beautiful life. Make it count.